So the question has been asked why we haven't done a video on the Buddhist deity Vajramrita or Amritakundali. Well, one of the reasons is we just don't have a lot of art for this specific subject. It really belongs to really all classes of Tantra and both Sarma and Nyingma. In Nyingma, it is part of the 8 pronouncement deities, the Kagye. And there it's called Vajramrita, and represents qualities, I believe. But within the Sarma traditions, we have quite a number of different forms which we find textually, and we find them in different collections. Now, in the very famous collection of the Vajravali, written by Abhayakaragupta, I guess it would be the 11th century, then there's actually 4 different types that are mentioned, which can be classed under this Amritakundali. Now, the first one we have from the Vajravali is Vajramrita with 21 deities. Then we have Amrita Humkara with 27 deities. Then Amrita Krodha with 21 deities, and then Amritakundali with 13 deities. And these, I believe, are all classified as the highest level of Tantra. Then in the Bari Gyatsa of Mitra Yogan, we also have Amritakundali with 5 deities. But we also have one-faced, 2-armed, which we can find in the Kriya and Charya Tantras. So there's really quite a lot. In terms of art, again, we really only find any of these forms. We find them when they're created as a collection of mandalas or a collection of deities within a large compiled compendium of tantric practices, such as the Vajravali or the Bari Gyatsa. Otherwise, we rarely find it separate. Now, why is that? Well, that's because it's just no longer a popular practice, and it hasn't been for a very long time. And there are a lot of these tantric deities which were never overly popular. They were all, a large number of them were always kind of in the background, while the complex figures like Chakrasmvara, Hey Vajra, Vajrabhairava, Kala Chakra, Krishna Yamari, Rakta Yamari. These type deities were far more popular, and what designates really something as popular is really how much art is created and how many Indian Sanskrit or Tibetan commentary texts are written. If it has a very large body of literature, then it's likely to have a large body of art available, both sculpture and painting. Now, that's not to say that Amritakundali is not important. It's used as a purification ritual practice for many, many different types of initiations, and it plays a role generically in tantric theory of the 4 classes of tantra. So that's important, but that's generally a one-faced, 2-armed. But then we have also within the Hey Vajra, Chakrasmvara, these types of large complex deities. We also have what's called the 10 Wrathful Ones, and these are included in all of these larger practices as within a protection wheel or protection chakra. And Amritakundali is often one of these, but he can have different appearances depending on what tantra he's appearing in. It could be one-faced, 2-armed, 3-faced, 6 arms, or 3-faced, 6 arms with a consort. So we can have many of these variations, but they just don't appear in art because they're playing more of a generic role. And as a secondary or tertiary figures in these larger mandalas. So this is a little complex. I'm just leaving it there because this was a question, so I just wanted to answer it. And you can press like, you can subscribe, you can join HAR on Patreon, and you can also make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.